What's up, guys? This is Chibi No Podcast with a brand new video. You got me, Steve. Oh my gosh, I forgot my name for a minute. I'm David the Smash fan.
This is Miles, your tech guy.
Mister.
Sorry, I was recording another podcast and my other name came up, and that's what I was thinking of. But anyway, so in this episode, or in this video, we're going to talk about the finale of Star Wars Clone Wars that came out. It was today, right, Miles?
May the 4th.
Yep.
So we're
Okay.
talking specifically about the 4-part finale. We're not talking about the entire season, just so everybody knows. So we're just talking about just literally the Siege of Mandalore.
And so this part was
and
different
spoilers.
than the first.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So this part is different because they put a lot of more production into these final 4 episodes, and it felt more cinematic watching it, and a lot more time and effort was put into it, and you can really tell in the story. And basically it ends where Revenge of the Sith ends, basically with an epilogue that happens. But yeah, this was amazing. This really shows what Disney can do for
With the right
a show
people to write.
with the
Yes.
I mean, they showed with the Mandalorian. I haven't seen it, but Miles said what they did with the Mandalorian, they showed they can replicate that with this animated series ending Clone Wars.
Yeah, so I mean, just it goes to show how great Dave Filoni is, and when you have the right people creating Star Wars, how good it can really be. And people thinking Star Wars is dead. People like this show that it doesn't need to be dead. It just needs to be put in the person with into the right hands of the right person. And
Sure.
The Mandalorian, for example, is Dave Filoni, and Jon Favreau, obviously, of course, too. But Filoni just doing it again here with Clone Wars and finally finishing the story he wanted to tell, and I think it was just beautifully executed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
I
And-
think one of the best parts too, and one thing you mentioned on the animation days, I was just thinking on top of that, more than even the animation, I think one of the best parts of it was actually the score, the music.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good.
I was just thinking what you guys thought about the music in this.
I liked it a lot. It was just
Very
clean,
ominous.
very dark, very emotional.
Just kind of reminded me of even just like the live action films, just the score. I mean, it was very inspired by John Williams' music. You could hear it, and it just gave you the anxiety, the sadness, the build up. I just felt like it hit the emotions I was feeling and just heightened them on like every scene. It was just had a huge moment.
It did.
Yeah, and it was a great ending. It was a great arc to finish off this series that took almost 10 not
10 plus
10
years.
8 years. I can't remember. Yeah, 10 years to finish. Over
Yeah, it
10
took
years.
a while, and
Came
it's really
back and everything like that.
it's really I think it's such a beautiful ending to Ahsoka's arc. I mean, this is fully Ahsoka. I mean, it really is. And I know it's, Filoni, that character that he created, you can tell how much love he put into his character for her. And just to see her growth from when she was that annoying-ass girl in the original Clone Wars movie to where she is now, fighting Darth Maul, ex-Sith Lord, and pretty equal pairing, I would say. And just to see how far she has come. And, she's just, she's my favorite character, as you guys all know. And it's just because of her growth and the writing they do for her. And she's such a flawed character that is just gone through so much that you can relate. Anybody can find anything to relate in Ahsoka. And oh my god, you guys know. Wearing my Ahsoka t-shirt today, too, for the finale. I just thought it was just an unbelievable ending. It was just so well done. And also, not just the ending, but I also want to pay some respects, too, to Rex. What a great character Rex is. And the connection with him and Ahsoka and, how much those guys care for each other as friends and everything they've been through. And it was just great to see Rex and Ahsoka at the end fighting to get through all of this during Order 66 as well. It was just a great ending to Rex as well.
It was written really well. I liked a lot of it. I liked how everything was set up, and during the Order 66 thing, Ahsoka did her best not to kill her team, her squad. So, you could tell that this was really thought out, and choreographed really well. The story did exceptional.
Speaking of the choreography, how'd you guys like the Darth Maul fight?
It was awesome.
Just having
Like I
Ray
said,
Park. Go ahead, dude.
They took the time. I said they took the time to motion capture everything, and I think that's what made it stick out more than any other fight, animation wise. You know, with whether it's Rebels, this, or any of the shows they've done, because they really got to replicate Darth Maul's fighting, his fighting style, because like you said, they used the same person who did it in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
He's the one that did for this. Yeah. And so that was perfect. That's how, I was expecting Rebels to have their fights be. I think I've been vocal to Miles more that I wasn't really impressed with Rebels, their take on lightsaber duels, aside from a few that happened. But this showed that, when they really want to, Disney can be like, okay, let's actually make it look good.
It's interesting because you did mention that when we were watching it live together, and when I look back at Rebels, you're right. I mean, it is more static, but I mean, obviously this fight was better because it wasn't so I don't know. I don't want to call it stick figure-y, but this was actually fully mocapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the fight was actually
fluid.
real. Yeah, so it actually felt like a real fight because it was. It was just real people fighting with the animation on top of them, whereas before it usually was more static fights, So it made it more believable, but the fight between him and Ahsoka was so awesome. One of my favorite lines that Ahsoka said to him when they were fighting, she's just like, "You're lucky that it is an Anakin fighting you right now because he pretty much wreck you." I love that, because Ahsoka knows Anakin so well, and it was just, as good as Maul is, it just goes to show how strong Anakin's become. I mean, especially when he just single-handedly, obviously during the timeline of where this is taking place, destroying Dooku by himself too, what I mean? Anakin at Revenge of the Sith is just a beast. He is a strong bastard. And if it wasn't for him fighting, Obi-Wan, that was just a defensive skill, saber. It's just, Anakin's a scary bitch. And it's just, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know we want to keep this short. Just one more thing I wanted to add. This is Diego. Diego's the one that said this. Is when we had Order 66, when that was executed in the movie, it was very you just saw all the stormtroopers all the clones turn on the Jedi and just kill them, and you see that also when Obi-Wan gets attacked, but you didn't really see the connection that they had formed with the clones in the movie. And again, the show was able to show us how hard it was to really grasp at these people that you're fighting alongside just automatically just turn against you, and it's not their fault. It was emotional. It made you really care. I mean, we've had tons of seasons to grow into the different characters of the different clones, but I really like that we got to see just how much they were willing to have those clones fight this order that they've been given, and it was just really interesting to see, and I love that they gave us that perspective.
Yep.
And then this is just kind of a celebration for May 4th and all, but I know you watched Phantom Menace. I watched Revenge of the Sith today, so I'd be interested in the comments too to hear from anybody what you guys did this year. What did you guys watch for Star Wars? Was it the documentary series that released for The Mandalorian? Did you guys watch any of the OG classics? Did you guys watch Rise of Skywalker that dropped today on Disney Plus? I'd be interested. Just how everybody spent their May 4th. Yeah.
But overall, this arc, this 4-part finale, was dang near perfect. It's basically a 9.9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything bad. I would just give it a 10. Yeah.
I think I give it a 10. I can usually nitpick, but watching these now that I've watched it twice, I don't have anything to nitpick about. The story was perfect, the pacing was perfect, the writing was perfect, the characters were perfect, the emotion was perfect. I didn't see any flaws. I had no nitpicks. Everything was believable. Everything fit and ended perfectly. I really have no complaints. I mean, normally I would nitpick, guys, but I don't have any nitpicks. This is actually a flawless execution, in my opinion. Actually, I'd give it a 10. I don't give things really 10s at all.
Yeah, I agree. I'd give it a 10. They did it well.
Might do more videos on Easter eggs and other stuff of what it means, for the ending, because there's tons of stuff you can just we
go
can
on
go
on,
and
but we wanna keep
analyze.
this video short, so we're not gonna go on and on.
I would
We'll
say
analyze things in other videos.
Yeah.
I would say if you guys watch this, like, if anybody hasn't watched it, watch it in the 4 parts, just from episode 9 to 12. I mean, it really does play like a movie. I like how they cutted that. And I know there's been some people, like, asking online, it'd be really cool if they just cut this and make it just a full, movie in the theaters. I think that'd be really cool. I'd definitely go to that. But if anybody's going to see it and they haven't seen it, try and watch it, just like binge it all 4 like that. It really blends like a movie. And if you're to look at it as just a movie, I mean, this as a whole, I feel is, if you consider that a movie, I think it's better than like all the movies that Disney's released in the live action. Like, this was just really excellent in my opinion. Because I can nitpick the sequel trilogy, even though I like a lot about them. This was just flawless.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let us know. Thanks so much for watching. This is David the Smash Fan.
Smash Tech Guy.
Mr.
And this is Chibi No Podcast.